Okay, good day everybody. So if you are watching this video, you should have already signed your agency agreement, which looks like this. And this is the one for the 70% commissions. So if you are not a member of Kaisamba and Associates, or you have not signed up with us yet, so this video is just for members only. So it's private, and you cannot view it if you are not a member with the company. Having said that, let's redirect us. This video is about Phoenix. This is the company, Phoenix Life Insurance company. It's one of our prime carriers, and this YouTube video is about Phoenix. What is Phoenix? What you need to know about Phoenix, how we write it, and what you need to know as an agent starting to write this product. So, all right. As you guys can see here, if you have discussed business with me and we're getting ready to sign you up with Phoenix. So who is Phoenix? Phoenix is one of the carriers that I use, of course. So it's a JIT, means just-in-time contracting, meaning that I'm going to give you access to the site. You can write your applications, and upon you complete your application and submit, that will go into my partner in my partners in Florida, so they can get your contract processed. I'll walk you through that whole step in how to do that. So here we go. So you will get this link, and you should be right here. Okay, when you get here, what you need to do is you need to register. You are an agent or producer. You click that option. You hit submit, and you do your individual registration. You put your first name, you put your last name, you put your social security number, you put your date of birth, you put your email address, confirm email address. You create a username, your national producer number, that should be attached on your license. Most people know what that is. If you don't know, give me a call and I will help you out. And then you must agree to the terms and conditions. You hit submit. Once you hit submit, you're going to get a confirmation email that your registration has been complete. And you can access the site using, you can access the Phoenix site using your username here and password that you created. I'm not sure you get your password before or after this sign up, but somehow you get a password. So so what is it that you do next? You've signed on, and this is how you access the application for the e-app system. If you have any concerns, any problems, you can call the online registration with Phoenix right here, so they can help you out. Next portion will be to access the site. So you put your username, and then you put your password, and then you hit submit to go into the site. Okay, now you're a registered party, and then you can go into the e-app system. That's when you have a client to write a policy with. Okay, once you get in here, of course, these are downloads and demos that you can view, but you can hit launch e-application. You get there, and then this is where you get all your stuff. Okay. So when you're about to write a client, what you would do, you will press new application here. The jurisdiction, jurisdiction will be where the client is. Okay, always is where the client is. So the jurisdiction that you create the new application, let's say we do Texas, and we're doing a life product, and these are the 3 available products we write with Phoenix. And Nasseri company. So if we're going to talk about the Remembrance Life, which is the Phoenix. We call it a whole life product. And the other product that we will be using is the new Safe Harbor term. And then the next one will be the Safe Harbor Term Express. Okay. Now we're going to stop right here because I'm sure if you're new, you're wondering who is, what is that? What is Remembrance Life? What is Safe Harbor Term? What is Safe Harbor Term Express? I will explain that right now. Okay. So we're going to stop here on the e-application. We'll come back to it, and I'm going to go back to what you need to know in order to write these products. What I did just now, I went over and I tried to Google who Phoenix is. Okay, it's a NASA Reinsurance Group. That's a member of them. So who is this company? They have a commitment of over $750 million provided by Golden State, a private investment firm with over $15 billion of committed capital. So if you go and you click here, let's see what they have. Guess it takes us back to the site. You can see the people that work at Phoenix. Yes, they do have a bunch of affiliated companies. And then if we go back, you can tell that they have a corporate office in Connecticut. That's where they're based out of. For any reason, sometimes I get to talk to them there. You click the website, it goes from there. So what we want to do is we want to find out, what their ratings is. Sometimes our customer is going to ask us that. So we say Phoenix Nursery Company ratings. There you go. What kind of company are they? What's important in insurance? You want to find out: are they an A-rated carrier? Are they B? What kind of financial strength do they have? So here we have it. Now I'm not sure if this is the most updated information, but it's an AM Best. They are B. So the company has a ratings of B, as I was saying, and they are being in the business for over 165 years, been helping people, and I'm sure from everybody understands that you have to get to a B before you get to A. So let's hope that their ratings grow into an A. But at the moment, they serve our purpose by providing e-applications to our client across the country, and we're going to use them for now. Okay. Now, what is it that we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about the underwriting portion, what it is that you need to know about these three different products. So we're going to talk about the Remembrance. So Phoenix has a whole life. It's called the Remembrance. It's a whole life product, so I don't need to go into detail what that means. We all should know what a whole life insurance means and what it does. You will need to have gotten this information already. If you haven't received it or you ever lose it or whatever the case may be, give me a call and I'll make sure you get it. What is it that you need to be mindful of? Of course, we guys know whether somebody smokes or not. There's a big difference in insurance. He has a 2-class ratio, non-tobacco and tobacco meaning standard. This writes up to table 6. If you've done insurance, table 6 it's almost high, a lot of high areas, so a lot of applications can be approved with this process. Always know that when you're writing policies, life insurance policies, you got to look at the height and weight chart. What it is that you need to know. Like for instance, anyone that has a height of 5 feet 4 inches, there's a minimum weight for that height at 99 pounds, and there's a maximum weight at 272. At any moment in time, that you should go into a client and you ask them what their height and weight is, and they tell you that I'm 5'4", 89 pounds, or I'm 5'4", 98 pounds, and you complete an application not verifying your height and weight chart, it's an immediate decline, guys, and the company will not go back and make any changes. You need to know your impairments. You need to know what it is that could be accepted, what it is that could be declined. Go over this process prior to you starting to sell. If you don't know it, I mean, you don't have to know it. I mean, selling doesn't mean I'm the most educated. It means that, hey, I have access to the information. I can review this at any given moment that I have. And if I don't know at any moment, I just need to pick up my phone and reach out to Donald or one of Donald's executives, and then we can, we can find out what the answer is for you, Mrs. Jones. As long as you have those access, you can sell. But it helps if you have the information, you know it, and you can consult this area whenever you are in doubt to find out whether a client will can get qualified for the Remembrance whole life. But it is your whole life policy. It can go up to $100,000 in coverage, and I believe the minimum is $10,000. Also, the age requirements are 30 years to age 80. So anybody between that age 30 to age 80, you can write them the Remembrance whole life with Phoenix Life. Okay, so let's go back, and we're going to talk about this other portion of the underwriting. Okay, this is the Phoenix Safe Harbor Term Life, Phoenix Safe Harbor Term Life Express. What is the difference between the two? As you can see, I want my agents to focus on writing 20-year terms and 30-year terms. If a client insists, they want to know what the 15-year will be, give them the price. They're the client. But I want to make sure that my agents are writing 20 years and 30 years terms. And if you write 20 and 30-year terms, it's a lot more valuable product, better for the client, and better for you as well. Now we go back to the age. As you can see here, the face amounts, the minimum and the maximum face amount. So if you're writing, you're talking about the express products, you can go up to $400,000. So between the ages of 18 and 50 for the term, you can write 25K to 400K. Ages 51 to 60 with the express term, you can go up to 300K. What is the express term? It just means express. You write it up. Within 1 to 3 business days, you get the information back to you whether the client is being approved or not. It doesn't require any type of medical information. There's not even a doctor's physician statement. Is either approved or denied on the spot. So please continue to write that, but hey, get familiar with your underwriting. So let's go back to the product. When we say term life express, simplified issue underwriting, no paramedical exam or attending physician statement, not at all. Whether they are non-tobacco or tobacco class risks, standard through table 4. What is the safe harbor term? Non-express. What the only difference is, well, there's 2 major differences between these 2 products. The safe harbor term life it's about 30% less than the express. Reason why? Because this safe harbor term life, I would say it's your preferred product for people that are healthy. They're not taking any medication. They're healthy. They recently saw their doctor. No high blood pressure, no diabetes, anything like that. They're fine. Their height and weight is fine. Everything is checked. You can write the safe harbor term life for this client, and it still will be approved within 1 to 3 business days. Now, what I will tell you, if they find something, like Mrs. Jones tells you that, hey, I'm fine, I'm not taking any medication. When they run Mrs. Jones' medical prescription record through the MIB, they found out that Mrs. Jones is taking metformin, okay, for diabetes. That will completely halt your term HERBA product. Now, what the company will do, they will release what they call an APS authorization for that client to be evaluated medically. Now, what is an APS? If you don't know what an APS is, it's a statement from your physician. It goes from Phoenix home office in Connecticut, and it goes to your client doctor's office in Texas, wherever you may be, or wherever their client may be. Now, that doctor has to physically sit down or get an authorized party to issue out a physician statement to the insurance company about your client's medical. That can take anywhere from an additional 1 to 4 weeks. So we do not always want to write it unless we're completely sure that it's the best product for the customer. Okay. Now, with writing Phoenix term products, they have the best added benefit, accelerated benefit. They have the best. So, let me say one of the best, because I haven't checked everybody else, but they have one of the best benefits there. So when you look at critical illness, chronic illness, terminal illness, this is what it says here. Read this stuff. Know it. No waiting period applies. Certain times, minimum accelerated amount is $5,000. They can pay a client up to 95% of your death benefit in the event of a serious illness. Your client should get this at all costs. This is living benefit, guys. Your client has a $200,000 plan, and they get a chronic illness. Okay, the company will release $190,000 to the client, even when they're alive, to make sure that can cover their critical illness. Isn't that cool? I like that. I really, really like that. So you guys should continue to pursue this product based on the fact that it does have 90% living benefit in the event of critical illness, chronic illness, or terminal illness. All right, let's go forward. It also have additional riders. It also have your unemployment rider. It talks about what would happen, or what would happen to what the company does for a client if they're ever unemployed. And here is it. Watch this, guys. If somebody is unemployed, even if it's at least 4 weeks, okay, the waiver will cover 6 months worth of premium in the event that your client become unemployed for at least 4 weeks. Okay, the company will do that. You must be receiving state or federal unemployment benefits to qualify. Yes, you must be the government, whatever that is, the unemployment tax, unemployment, whatever, you should be getting that. The terminates at 65 at end of term period. Please make sure you know this stuff. It also provides accidental death benefit rider. Pays an additional lump sum death benefit upon the insured's death if such death occurs by covered accident. Additional premium required. Yes, if you're going to select accidental death benefit, there could be additional premiums for that. So, if we're going to conclude what's going on with this product, here you go. The reason why you should write the term Life Express is simplified. It's a yes or no. It doesn't go back and forth. It doesn't research. It gets submitted, and you get a yes or no. If you should do the safe harbor term non-express, it can also be a yes or no if all the information checks appropriately. If they find anything, the company has the right to open or ask for attending physician statement in certain cases to justify why something came up on the medical record. So you should have with you. It talks about the life and the term Life Express. Okay, I covered these things in the previous statement I just made about what a great writer that the company provides. Um, these are the people that it can protect. As you can see here, Phoenix can provide term insurance up to age 80. That is a great thing to do because a lot of companies stops at age 50, age 51. So if the client is healthy, we can give them term insurance up to age 80. As you can see there, 20 years and 30 years have a cap, so you must know this. Age 50, age 65 is the cap for 20 years. Age 55 is the cap for 30 years. This product is immediate death benefit. It doesn't have a waiting period. Everybody that qualifies for either the Remembrance Life or the Term Life will have to will be issued an immediate death benefit. Okay, so we keep going down. You can read all this. I'll have the information for you. You can ask it for me whenever you want to, including explanation. And this just tells you, again, there are no telephone interviews, guys. This telephone interview or this tele thing that you saw here, this is old. There are no telephone interviews. You submit the application, we go from there. It also has a height and weight chart. You must know your height and weight chart, reference it, ask the client what it is, check it if you're not sure, because this can decline your application. All right, with the Term Express, as you can see here, you have everything you need to know in terms of what qualifies, what doesn't. Okay, so as you can see here, the Term Express will accept these people at these conditions or with these medical conditions right here. You must know what they are. If you're ever in doubt, you can reach out to me. We can look at it together. We can confirm it. Our clients are people we're going to be talking to daily. We talk to them. It doesn't end, so they can always call us in the future or in the near future if they ever have any questions or concerns that they will need our help for. So as you can see here, if somebody has nervous disorder, if you're trying to write them, it says see anxiety disorder. So if they have a nervous disorder and you're trying to figure out whether the company will accept it, you will go and you will review anxiety disorder. So you come up here and then you look at anxiety disorder, what it says right there. And it tells you that it is a standard if they're taking 3 or less medication and does not have a history of hospital for this condition or suicide attempt at any point in the past. Otherwise, possible ratings decline. If this is not the issue you're dealing with that client, you go ahead and write them under Term Life. Okay. If you want to do the Express, you will have to consider that option here. And it says that if they're taking 3+ medication or has been in the hospital for this condition within the past 2 years, it will be declined. So if that's not the case, or they're taking 1 medication and they have not been in the hospital within the past 2 years, go ahead and shoot it as a Term Life Express. Okay, and let's go forward. So that's your the medical underwriting guide. You should know it. You should have it. You should have it on a PDF accessible. If you don't have it, give me a call and let me know what's going on. So who can you write with this product? The person needs to be employed. They need to have a job. And you cannot go past 25 times their income. Same thing here. If they're age 46 to 60, you cannot go 15 times past their income. If they're retired, they stop working, they're over 65, you cannot write them 10 times past their income. You need to ask them how much they're making. All right. Non-working, we can offer net worth plus 5 income multiply on earned income. You need to know how to do that when you're writing that. All right, let's go. And again, I don't want to confuse you guys. I just want to kind of let you guys know that, you need to have an idea of what's happening or who the company is and how you need to write them before you do so. Look at that. This company was founded in 1851. Welcome to the game. All the companies, most of the companies we work with or work for, they are older than our grandparents. So do not question the business. It works. It's been around for multiple years. You just got to do your part, and all will be well. So when you're writing this product, you're writing the term in the final expense. You need to have these links to quote them. These are your foundational links. Of course, we're going to go into a new company, which I will explain a little further. But here's what you would do. You would hit the term product, okay? And that will take you directly into the link. And that's where you get your quotes to quote the product. And if you want to do the final expense, you will click the final expense link, and that will take you there. It's called Remembrance Life. Okay, now I'm going to do a quick demo. Okay, we're going to have one client. Okay, this client is in Texas. Okay, his name is Bob. And Bob is talking to you. You have a life transfer, and Bob is coming in, and now you want to sell Bob $100,000 insurance. Now we're gonna put Phoenix in question. Okay, Bob is in Texas. Of course, you're licensed in Texas, and you're selling Bob. So here we're gonna do. So we take Bob. Bob is 50 years old. Bob does not have any medical concerns, no medications. Bob, height and weight is fine. He's 5'9", and he's about 170 pounds. Okay, so what is it we do when we're talking on the phone first? We have to go and find out whether Bob at 5'9", 170 pounds still does check. If you're concerned, I'm not, because it seems durable. But let's find out. And we're looking to see what is the height and weight chart for Bob. Okay. So Bob initially was 5'9", 170 pounds. So we're looking at 5'9", 170 pounds. If you look here, 5'9", the minimum height is 115. The maximum is 250 for standard, substandard. So if you look at it there, we go and we check Bob for term. Now we go back to the whole life. We want to check what's the height and weight there for Bob. So Bob is 5'9", 170 pounds. As you can see there, the minimum height and weight for the Remembrance is 115, and the maximum is 312. So we check that, Bob, because Bob is great with Bob. Of course, we're telling Bob who we are, but of course we're doing our homework while we're talking, and how is the weather and all that stuff we're doing ourselves. And then now we go into Bob. Okay, now Bob, we don't know what his issues are yet, because we're trying to present an idea. Always present no more than 3 prices for your client. More than 3 price or more than 3 different companies. If you're doing 3 different companies, let that be 3 different companies, 3 prices. If you're doing 1 company, you can do 1 company, 3 different prices. At the end of the day, always make your end goal to be 3 different prices. If you're doing 1 company, you can present 3 different prices. If you have 3 different companies, you should present 3 different prices. So no more than 3 different prices, because you confuse your customers. All right, so let's go. We'll put there age 50, male. He doesn't smoke. So non-tobacco right there. Face amount, we're doing 100,000. So we go there, we put $100,000. Now, he wants the accidental death benefit. So we choose yes. It asks us what the amount. We say, well, he says 100,000. So we'll put 100,000 there. So it makes it 200,000 if he passes due to an accident. We hit calculate. Okay. So you can see there when we go to return, we are doing, this is the Safe Harbor Term Express. So we hit calculate there, and how is the premium? Okay. So here we go. We are considering a 20-year term for the term. So we write it down at $90.01 monthly. And then we look at the annual premium. It says there that it's $1,043. Now we go back to return. Now we want to know what's the difference between the Safe Harbor Term Express and the Safe Harbor Term in price. So we select that and we hit calculate, same level. So as you can see there, the Term Express was $90.01. So we do Term Express. And then when we look there, we look at the Safe Harbor Term, not the Express, the Safe Harbor Term only, gives us a price of $62.39. Okay, now we're shopping for Bob. We want to make sure he has a competitive option. And now we go back, and Bob may be interested in getting a whole life. Whole life is the most valuable product. So we change the state as Texas. His age is the same, 50 years. He's a male non-smoker. The benefit amount is, let's say, $100,000. So we type $100,000 there. That's a whole life. So Phoenix don't offer accidental death with the whole life. So we hit calculate. And now we have a price of $264.25. Now we have three prices for Bob. We have a $90.01 for 20-year, $100,000 coverage. And the next option, we have a $62.39 for a Safe Harbor term for 20 years for $100,000. And the next option, we have a whole life plan for Bob, and it's $264.25. It's a whole life, so it doesn't expire ever as long as they make their payments. The payment never goes up, and they have security because Bob is 50. What happens when Bob is 65? He has no idea what his life's going to be like. So if Bob ever needs any money, he can go to his company and borrow $15,000, $20,000 to take care of life's emergencies. Here's the catch. Now you have three different prices for the same company. They are all competitive. It goes from price $62.39 to $264.25. Now you tell Bob, this is what these are the difference with these different policy. These are the values, Bob. This is what this can do. This is what this cannot do. And this is what this does. Now tell me, which one do you want to go with? Always ask for the sale. Now Bob gets to choose based on what Bob has told you about his health, based on what Bob has told you he wants to do, based on what Bob has told you that he can afford for his family, based on what is within Bob's budget. You get to work with Bob and create that plan and complete it. Now you go in and write the policy, okay? So now Bob chose $264.25. Why did Bob choose that? He's okay with that amount, okay? $264.25 is okay with him. He's, his family is doing okay. He wants a secure plan because he don't know whether he's going to keep that same cash flow coming in that direction. So he wants that back-end secure plan. So when he turns 65 or 70 years old, if he needs money, he can access his whole life plan and borrow it. He knows what he's doing. He can afford it now, but he don't know whether he can afford it later. So this is what he chooses. Now we're gonna go and write this plan now for Bob. So what do? All right. So this is what we do. We are right now at the Phoenix site, where we were a little while ago, and then we're gonna go into the Remembrance Life. Why? Because Bob wants a permanent coverage. He wants permanent insurance. He's in Texas. It's a life product. We click New Policy. Now we're going to go there and we're going to acknowledge, and then we're going to hit Create because now we want to write a new Remembrance Life. So we hit Create right there. Okay, and on there it says any person who knowingly present a false statement in the application for insurance may be guilty of criminal offense. Blah 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 blah. That's just required. The client knows, and you know, and you hit Next. Now, this is me. I'm the one writing the policy. Now we put Bob's name. Bob's name is Bobby. We just call him Bob. Or what do we? Sometimes Bobs are called Robert. So his name is Robert, and his last name is Lindsay, Linsey. His date of birth, I don't know, but I'm gonna guess. So 02 19. I believe maybe let's say Bob is 1965. I don't know if that puts him at 50 years old or whatever that is. Now the producer email is you. What is your email? Kaisamba lifeandhealth.com, and then you confirm your email, Kaisamba lifeandhealth.com. Who is your IMO? You can put my name, Kaisamba and Associates, LLC. Best contact number. You can put your number, 301-222-6545. Best contact phone. Sorry, best contact name was that. So try to read every time you type something, you read back. So best contact name. You can put your name as the agent, or you can put my name, Donald Kaisamba. Best contact phone number, you can put my number, 301-452-1890. Best contact email, you can put your email address, because of course, you know, you learn by getting more involved. So you put Susan Smith, who is Susan Smith is the agent at AOL.com. If you are, AOL is not the most, but let's not get there. All right, so is the insured different than is the owner different than the insured? If the person who is buying the policy for themselves is the one paying, you can select yes or no. So let's say the owner is not different from the insured, so we select no. Type of ownership, it's an individual, somebody owns it, so you don't have to do that. How are we paying? We do not do check. We don't take checks. We do premium draft. So we click that. And then you select next. And then this is just cautionary measures talking about what you need to know about the plan. This is not a quote. I am applying for whole life insurance, final expense insurance with the recurring premium for level benefit, blah, blah, blah. You select all that. This premium I pay will build cash value, but the total cash value will be less than the total premiums. Yeah, sometimes it's the case. You know, you get an insurance in the event if you pass. So don't expect 100% gain on your investment. Next. Robert Linsley, date of birth. He's a male. His social security number is 213-4518-1789. He lives in Texas. So what is an address in Texas? 12345 Myrtle Street. Let's say it's in Houston, Texas. So you go down there and you hit Texas and you put the zip code to, I don't know what zip code is, but 31445. Okay. Where was he born? He was born in Texas. So you put Texas. What's his email address? The email address is important because you're going to come to that. So Bob's email address is bob12345@gmail.com. Where does Bob prefer that you call him? What is the Texas area code? Let's say 214-423-0005. What is Bob's Texas driver's license number? This is now, you see, you're talking to Bob on the phone, and you've got him to agree on that premium of $264.25. Now you're finalizing it with Bob, so you're getting all the information, and then you're telling Bob, I'm just letting you know, once I'm done with everything, I'm going to send you an email. All this information is going to be there, and then you just got to click signature. You just got to sign it and let me know, and then we'll proceed in finalizing your app with Phoenix. So Bob's driver's license number, of course, it's the Texas one, so it's T6754212. State of country would be Texas, so we put Texas. Expiration date, we want to know when the license expires, so it's 03/10/2030. Now, if Bob is a U.S. citizen, you click yes, because he was born according to his date of birth, so he's a U.S. citizen. What amount are we applying for? We're applying for $100,000. What is the amount that Bob will going to be paying? Bob will be paying $264.25 a month. Now we go into the health question. Please enter a numeric value. So amount paid for initial draft. So maybe they don't have let's say 264, okay, without the dollar. So 264.25. So the system did not want me to put the dollar amount there. Okay, now it's correct. It's a monthly draft. Now we want to ask Bob the health questions, or depending on what it is. Are you currently in the hospital? Do you require the assistance of another person? Blah, blah, blah. So that's a no, then it's a no, then it's a no. No, because we realized that Bob was healthy, so he's not dealing with any of these issues, any form of cancer. It's a no. Bob is not taking insulin. It's a no. We go to next. And then in the past 12 months, have Bob had anything with HIV? That's a no. Results, nothing like that. No abnormal issues in the past 5 years. No heroin, no cocaine. The past has not been convicted or pled guilty to any felony or any currently on probation or parole. That's a no. Are you currently involved in a bankruptcy that's not yet been started? That's a no. And now we go into the beneficiary. Bob can put up to 3 beneficiary with no specs, no 4 with no ups and downs. Once it's more than 4, you should have said that he had more than 4 beneficiaries right here. When you started the application, if they have more than 4 beneficiaries, you can select here, and that will change it. But since Bob don't have more than 4 beneficiaries, we're going to proceed. Now, as you can see here, when we're proceeding, your form entry is growing. It probably started at 50%. Now it's at 79. That needs to be 100%. If for some reason, upon finalizing or doing your stuff, it's at 99%, something is going on, you can always give me a call or let me know, and we'll help you figure it out. Okay? And now we keep going. Primary beneficiary. Bob wants his wife. So Bob's wife is Christine. So Christine, and Christine's last name. What is Bob's last name? Lindsay. So Christine Lindsay, Linsty. That's the wife. Okay, what is her date of birth? She's just a few months younger than Bob. So there we go. So she was born in 1965. Relationship, spouse. What country of residence? United States. What is her social security? This is not required. I don't think it's required. But if you have it, let's have it. Bob, what's your wife's social security number? There we go. 234 55 04 0711. And then we put how much percent do we want the wife to get. Bob said, so I want my wife to get 100%. So we put it there. So now Christine Lindsay is the beneficiary for Bob, and her beneficiary amount is set at 100%. Of course, Bob has the right to change this in the near future if he wants. Is the payer different from the owner? No, Bob is the one paying. So Bob's information automatically goes in there. Now, when you go back, look at your form up here. Now you're at 80%. Okay. Now what you do is you put the routing number for the bank. Is there a secondary recipient request? We all know what that means. No, we don't. Bob receives all his mail. So we put the routing number for the bank. Bob, what's your routing number? Where do you want your payments to come out? Bob says, well, I want to use my Bank of America account. So 0261 000 555 12. What's the account number? Okay, we put Bob's account number. Now, this is a test, so it says ABA routing number is invalid, but if it's right, it will take it. We put in the account number, blah, blah, blah. And now we select the draft date. What do you want? What does Bob draft the issue? Meaning that Bob is okay with the payment coming out right now, and the payment at the same time every month. Bob is okay with that, so you select it. Bob is not okay with that. You go to the next one. When you want the payment to come out, draft my initial premium on the issue date, which is now. And then take every other payment. Today's the 30th, but Bob wants his payment to come out now because that means he has an active policy because he's just paid for it. But he wants next month's premium to start on the 15th. So you come here and you put the 15th of the month and you keep going. Now, Bob does not want to pay today. So you don't select that. You select the third option. When does Bob wants to pay? Hold issue of my policy until. When does Bob wants to pay? Bob wants to pay April the 15th. So you go into April the 15th. Select that payment for Bob, and then you hit next. Now, the application, it says, do you plan to replace insurance? We do not replace insurances at all. We try not to because it's a lot complicated. So the answer is no. Are there any life policy owned by the insurer? Yes, he has a right to own policy. How much of that does he have? Total insurance enforced and applied for with all companies. He has $100,000 whole life since he was a kid. Now he is applying for $100,000 whole life. So what do? We type $200,000. Okay, that's what Bob is applying for, and that's what he has in force, 100,000 plus 100,000. So we put that amount there. Now I confirm that I receive a copy of the disclosure form, whatever that is, okay, because you're going to email it to Bob, so you confirm it there. When you look over here, your application is at 84%. Now you go to the next. Policy certification. With this policy, replace existing any insurance? No, we're not replacing anything. Are there any life insurance policy or annuity contract owned by? Yes, Bob has a $100,000 plan. If applicable, was the customer given the state required replacement form? We're not replacing anything, so no. Was a buyer's guide provided at the order of time of sale? This state of Georgia, Maine, New Hampshire, all of the other states require a buyer's guide given to them at the time of sale. If your client is not in any other state, you can say no, because Bob is in Texas, so that doesn't apply to Texas. If Bob is in Georgia, you can say yes. You can send Bob the buyer's guide by email. If you don't know how to do that, give me a call, and then we'll get Bob a buyer's guide sent to him. Was a copy of accelerated death benefit rider disclosure form provided to the owner? That's a yes, because it will be emailed to them. Is the owner insured duty active service military? If they're military, you say yes. If they're not military, Bob's not a military, he's a working guy, he's retired. Are you related to the proposed insured? If yes, how related? I'm not related to Bob. He's in Texas. We've never met before. I'm just trying to do a process with him. Where do you want the policy to go to? Deliver to the owner, deliver to producer. We don't do that. We want it to go straight to the owner. So we select deliver the policy to the owner. And this is, please certify one of the following. I certify that I personally met. I did not personally meet with Bob. I was unable to review the identification document for the reasons stated below. I certified that to the best of my knowledge, the information provided by the proposed insured is true and accurate. I was unable to meet with him. I think he told me the truth, so you select that. Reason for not reviewing the document. The application was completed over the phone. It is not illegal to do that, guys. With Phoenix, we can do it over the phone. Select that. Now you go to the producer's statement. Now you put your first name, your middle name, if you are not contracted yet, or this is your first application, you will put your last four of your social security number, 00045. And then your producer number will be just 4 or 5 zeros, it don't matter, but you just put 00000. And then your producer phone number. What is your direct number? Where can we call you? You put your phone number, 202-114-1555. That is your email. That is your contact. It says that it doesn't match. So what we do here, we find the right email. Kaisamba and Associates at gmail.com. It's in the right format now. So you click that. System acknowledges it. You're the only producer. Sometimes there are more than one, but don't worry about that. We'll call that at another class. And then you go next. Now the last four of the social security number must be, so your initial. So you need to put your initial. So if you're the writing producer, you're Donald Kaisamba, so you put DK, and then you put the last four of your social, 1111. And then it would accept it. And then you will let it sit there. And then now your application is 88% complete. You hit next. You want to know the physician, the healthcare provider for Bob. So Bob tells you my medical doctor is Dr. Rapal. So Dr. Rapal, R-A-P-A-L. Now, some people are weird. Some doctors don't have their last name. Don't interrogate your customer by not having their last name. Just put there. You can put first name, doctor, last name, Rapal, Rapal. Date, the last time you visit. I visited it. I don't remember. Well, approximately was it 3 months ago? Yeah. Then you put 01, 02, 2018. And then the last time you did your physical, I did it the same day, 01, 2018. And then where was it at? You don't have to have the street address because now you can Google doctor's offices. It was in Houston, so Houston, Houston, Texas. So you put Texas, and then here you put his weight, height and weight. Remember he gave it to us a little earlier. So he's 5'9". So you put 5'9", and then you put his weight. How much does Bob weigh? Bob weighs 170 pounds. So you put 170 pounds. And then you go back to answer these questions. In the past 12 months, have the client have used tobacco or nicotine in any form? No. Bob is not a smoker. Nothing like that. You keep no. Okay? And you keep going. And then you keep going. And then you keep going. Now, if anything you may have answered that was a yes on the application, you will have to go back and list the medical condition. Why is it a yes? If it says here that Bob is, what happened? What's going on with Bob? Within the past 3 years, have you ever been unable to work a regular job for more than 30 hours consecutive days? Actually, the question says within the past 3 years, have you been unable to work at your regular job for more than 30 consecutive days or perform the normal activities of like age and gender, or being confined at home, or are you currently unable to work at your regular job? Bob don't have a job, so that doesn't apply to him. He's not. But if Bob was working and he was unable to work for some reason, you select yes, and then you will say you go to next, and then on the question where it says whatever that is, section A, section B, you will type the reasons why. If he's not taking any medication, you don't have to write it. But if he's taking, then you can write it. You go next. Now, when you reach to this point, the application is 95% complete. Remembrance life, that's the whole life for Phoenix, $100,000, the monthly premium. His name is Robert Lindsay. He just calls himself Bob. Most Roberts are called Bob. Date of birth is 2/19/1965. I wasn't exact with that, but let's assume it is so. Gender is male, non-tobacco. You hit calculate premium right here. Now, due to the fact that he may have been a little older, I don't know what that age is, but you see what it is. The premium is $296. The annual premium is $3,441. Okay, and then we go to next. Now, as you can see there, Bob is just confirming HIPAA regulations, knowing that his medical information will be checked to make sure he understands that. He confirms yes. Bob has, are you considering he has life insurance? Are you considering using any of the surrender? He's forfeiting his current policy? That's a no. He's not using his funds from his current policy to pay for the new one. That is a no. He does that. That's Bob, the applicant. I'm the producer. Whatever that is, I do not want to blah, blah, blah. If he wants to, you read it. And then you hit next. And then you go next. I certify that I only issued approved sales material and that copies of all sales. We did this stuff over the phone, guys. We did not we did not, do anything other than that. So yes, you used approved sales material because whatever Bob used, you email. List form of all sales material used. Required form, at least one form must be supplied. You can say buyer's guide. Okay. And the plan of insurance, what did Bob apply for? Whole life insurance. You can put final expense. That's a type of whole life insurance, of course. All right. And then we do that. And then we hit next. Now, the application is 97% complete. Now you want to consent all the disclosures. So you say, I consent there. You say, I consent there. And then you go to next. It's 98% done. I consent here. Based on those information, electronic signature, blah, blah, blah. I consent. What's the name of the insured? Bob, when are you doing it? Today. It's 98% done. So you do that. And then you do that. Okay. Producer acknowledges, customer acknowledges. Why is it 98% done? Something is not right in the application. What is wrong? The producer email wasn't confirmed. It was wrong. So we come back here and we change it. The right email should be Kaisamba and Associates. So we put Kaisamba and Associates at gmail.com. All right. So that was fixed. Now you can do two things. You can click the red button, or you can click right here, and it will tell you what is wrong. So whatever is red is what's wrong. Okay, so the cover sheet we have fixed. So if we close that cover sheet that we have fixed, and then we go to next. There you go. It takes it away. So what else is wrong? We don't know. We click here. We want to know what's wrong. The Remembrance Part 1. Okay. We go next. We want to find it. Now, you're going to find it, or you're going to call me, because I already know what's wrong. I know there was an issue with probably the bank information when we were working at it. The bank information wasn't put right. Of course, I didn't want to go ahead and give you guys, I told you guys already, the bank information. So this is what's wrong. So let's see. We can find out what's the bank information for Bank of America. So we say, we can go Bank of America, routing number for Texas. All right, so we pull it up. I don't know if that's right, but we see it there. The Bank of America for Texas, we have a 026009593. So we come back. We want to fix our application. We put the right routing number 026009593. Okay, so the system took it. So we want to put the account number. So we go to 11111. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones, 4 zeros. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. EFT bank name is required. What's the name of the bank? Bank of America. So we go Bank of America. Okay. Bob wants to start the payment on the 15th of next month. So there we go. Now the form is 99% complete. So we go next, next, next. Okay. Do we have an issue? We click there. We want to know. Okay. Life new business cover sheet. What's wrong? So we're trying to find out what's wrong now. So Susan Smith is the best contact. That's the best number. Right here. Has the insured or owner changed address in the last 6 months? Now, with Phoenix, this is important. If the client has moved within the last 6 months, we will need to answer that. So the client never moved, so we select no. Now, if the client has moved, we would need to know what the previous address is. Also, some other few fundamentals is Phoenix will not approve any foreign national that has been in the United States for less than 2 years. They should have been in the United States for at least 24 months, and they have obtained a green card. That's the foreign national requirement. So please make sure that you ask the client, are you a permanent resident? If they say yes, they're a permanent resident, you can ask them how long have they been in the United States. If they've been in the United States for less than 2 years, we have to go with a different product. Now we found what was wrong. It was answering that address. The form entry has met requirements. You come up here, you look at it, it's 100% done. You can hit close, or you can hit proceed to the next step or continue. What is the next step, guys? Now the application is completed. Now we want to make sure Bob signs the application. Guys, this is a sweet applications to write. There is no phone interview. We just want to make sure we have all the right information and submit it to the client. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure Bob gets this message. Bob gets the stuff. So the two people that have to sign the application is Bob and yourself. So the insured is Bob. So you click on the insured right there. Now you're going to send Bob an email. Okay. So what you're going to do there, the client's name, Robert Lindsay, R-O-B-E-R-T, Lindsay, L-I-N-S-E-Y. Okay. And then you're going to put Bob's email. Okay. I don't remember what it was, but let's say Bob's email is Lindsay, L-I-N-S-E-Y, Robert, R-O-B-E-R-T, @gmail.com. Okay. Lindsay Robert @gmail.com. Who is writing the policy? I am. What is my email? Kaisamba and Associates @gmail. Client's last 4 digits of their social security number. Okay. Always you have this information, guys. It was in the application. So if you don't remember what it was, or you don't know what it is, what are you supposed to do? You're going to go back. So if you go back, which is you can cancel, and then you can go back. Okay. Now, if you keep going back, or there was something that says back to application, you can do that. So you go back. Now that's the application. We don't remember what Bob's last 4 for his social and blah blah blah, what that information was. So we want to go find it, or we can ask Bob if Bob's still on the phone, and he can give it to us. So what is it that we need to find? We need to find Bob's social security number and date of birth. So we go to the application and we're looking for it. So Bob's date of birth is 2/19/1965. And what is Bob's last 4 of his social? Bob's last 4 of his social is 1789. So we circle that. We circle that. So we go into the application on the e-app system. Where is it at? Man, I'm going through. Where is it? All right. Okay, so this is the same application. So we finalize. Okay, we hit continue, and we go back to the insured. Now we have the information we want. So the client is Robert Lindsay, R-O-B-R-T, L-I-N-S-E-Y. The client's name is Lindsay Robert, so L-I-N-S-E-Y-R-O-B-E-R-T. Lindsay Robert at gmail.com. I'm the one writing the policy. What is my email? Kaisamba and Associates. I put my email. What's the client last 4 digits of his social? His last 4 digits of his social is 1789. So we put that down, and we put his date of birth. What is Bob's date of birth? What we're going to do is we put his date of birth as 02/1965, right? And what do? We want to send Bob an email request to sign the application. What does the email say? Thank you for applying for new Remembrance Life with Phoenix. Use link, blah, 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 blah. Tells the client how to access the application. How do they access it? They can use their birth date and the last 4 digits of SSN to log in. That's how they log in. So you send Bob an email request by doing that. Bam. Goes into the email has been sent to Bob. Now, you go back to signers. As you can see there, it says that Bob has been sent an email request to sign the application. I don't sign it until the client has signed it. It really don't matter whether I sign it, because, you know, I am the agent, so I can do my part. What I can't do, I cannot do it for Bob. So when I write policies all the time, if I get it from Bob, I can do my part. So when I do this, I tell Bob on the phone, hey, Bob, can you go ahead and sign? He goes there and signs. If there was an issue with it, or it was sent to the wrong address, or Bob wants you to send it back to the right address, you can revoke the request. Ask the agent, you can revoke it, and then you can go back and do it again, and you can put a different email address. If you want to generate a link without email, this client says, well, I don't have an email address. Okay, you can generate a link. So let's do it again. So we go back and we put Lindsay, we put Robert Lindsay, R-O-B-E-R-T, L-I-N, Robert Lindsay right there. And then we put his email, Lindsay, L-I-N, LindsayRobert at gmail.com. We put my email, Kaisamba and Associates. The last 4 digits of his social is 1789. And then we put Bob's date of birth, which is 02/1965. Now we can create link without email. So we click that, create link without email. What does it do? It create a link. Okay. What is the link? Link generated 30 blah blah blah. Please inform your recipient to use the passcode MMQFSFFD. This is the link. You can take this link. You can copy it. Okay. And then you can email it to lindsayrobert@gmail.com. You go to your Gmail account. You go to your account and you email the client. Okay. That's how you do it. You email the client the link, and the client can sign without an email. That's how you do it, guys. So I'm very, very happy we were able to do a full-fledged Phoenix application and underwriting requirement that has satisfied that portion of Kaisamba agency. Kaisamba and Associates LLC. I hope you guys can benefit a lot from this training. If you have any questions, call me. Look forward to the next training, which will talk about how you get paid from Phoenix and AIG. Thank you guys. Good luck.